a demonstration and the police is dispersing them. These are involved in one way or another. So then we have also officers from then officers from the Human Rights Commission, the regional office center, resolve them. And actually this training does not only stop on rights of animals, but also includes
having put all the actors under one umbrella. I have no doubt this is a very, very rich forum for discussion, because long ago we would identify, police would say, you know, it's because files are this. And then also position says, you know, police brings us files which are not in position-led format. And then police would say these people have been released from prison. That's why again they are back on the prison. So but we have reformed them. It is you who is not monitoring how they are fitting into the society, they are fusing. But for us we have reformed them. So it would be some kind of like a polo game here and there. But now when we're under one roof, we discuss and find out where the gap is and moderate on possible solutions, which again can filter through, and through people like Dr. Kamya, Honorable Dora, it can reach the strategic level, and then we can now handle the solutions that have been discussed by you, challenges and the possible solutions.
With knowledge, skills, and approaches on how to fast-track increasing cases of human rights violation in the country. And 3, to share good practices and strategies for fast-tracking and handling human rights-related cases in the country. Finally, to develop a joint coordination approach for responding to human rights violation SGBV-related cases. And as they said, that's why they have brought the different stakeholders here: prosecution, investigation, adjudication, civil society, and the media. In this deliberation, we seek to achieve how the laws can best be applied and the legal practices in the fight against the violations of human rights. Information on the victims of human rights violations should also be given to help in accessing justice. An advocacy document on law reforms and legal practice on the human rights violation and sexual gender-based violence should be put in place to have a follow-up platform at national level regarding the legal framework for addressing such cases.
A lot of interest in the room. Yes. It means that some of these laws are enacted, but they are not properly disseminated. And maybe even when they are disseminated, the way it's done is not very impactful. But when you hear us talk about the Human Rights Enforcement Act, and members in this room, for example, the police force are being told that if you commit a crime, you'll be held personally responsible, then interest peaks, which is very important. Because sometimes we hide behind the offices. Behind the offices, especially during this election time, we find that a woman is being pulled, her breast is being pulled in one way, or she's being shoved in those trucks of the police, and the person is thinking, what can they do to me?
One of the laws I'd like to cite is the Human Rights Enforcement Act. It's a very, very important law in that it clearly states that if, for example, a police officer is doing their work, they have to be mindful of the fact that human rights must be observed. And if, for example, they use excessive force, then they will be held criminally and personally responsible. So it sets a new standard. The standard has always been there, but it enlightens the law enforcement officers, the duty bearers, about how they should do their work, and also creates awareness about to the rights holders to be able to say, you know, what you have done is not what it should be. The member of the public, if you instigate violence by, for example, throwing stones at police officers, then obviously the kind of force that will be used to address that kind of circumstance will be commensurate to what you are also doing. So it's very important that we as members of the public also take the responsibility not to abuse the human rights that exist and to be respectful of each other as human beings. So it's two-way. The duty bearers must do their work respectfully, taking into account human rights, and us, the rights holders, should be able to observe the rights of others, even as we insist that our rights be observed.
It's best approach to serving justice, and it's targeting Uganda police, judicial officers, prosecutors or ODPP staff, Uganda Human Rights Commission, Uganda Electoral Commission, Uganda prisons, all of the justice actors, to see that, first of all, the rights of vulnerable groups are well protected, especially during this time of elections. Two, to see that civil and political rights of individuals are well protected during this election period. So it's a human rights training intended to improve the human rights record or the handling of human rights issues amongst our population.